You know, similar topic. Did you see the video this week? Here in the Northeast, a lot of snow.
Yeah, yep.
You know, the snow has been coming down crazy. Nor'easters, um, in the New York City Police Department was
Oh yeah,
pelted with 1,000 snowballs.
yeah.
And, you know, just to the point that you're making, the restraint that these officers showed was incredible
Yeah, yeah,
because they was getting beamed in the head with straight up snowballs
yeah.
and they chose to walk. Keep it
Outnumbered.
moving. Nobody lost control. Nobody lost their lives. It would be a very, very hard thing to be in those policemen's position.
Fact.
And being servants of the law, I give them all due respect because they really held it together. What was your thought when you watched that video?
Like initially it was kind of funny, but then it's also like degenerate behavior too. Like you can only poke a bear so many times. I agree with that. Like I'm not like no one got hurt, so I can't feel any type of way about it. You know, I don't feel like they had to go to their, significant others and cry about it. No, I don't think any cop out there had to do it, but no, it wasn't like it was just degenerate behavior, you know, just degenerate behavior. But if somebody would have got popped for it, we'd have had protests and riots. I'll tell you that. And that's what sucks about it, you know, because you won't get the other side of the story. You'll get a little snippet of something and they'll say, oh, they shot Boo Boo or whoever the fuck, and now we got to go burn down some shit. But Boo Boo was throwing like ice balls, beaming niggas upside their head with some, 100-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Nah, I mean, you know, and that's what the cops were saying. They were like, yo, some of them snowballs had rocks in them.
Yeah.
Some of them had ice
Oh,
and
I've been
just
beamed up
snow
before,
on the
yeah.
outside.
I grew up in Maryland. I've been beamed upside the head a couple times. We got to fight. We got to fight after that. And things hurt. And you got to go to school the next day with a good knot. Nah, I got to get mine back in blood, bro.
Nah, shout to the NYPD. I think that they they really held their composure, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And, you know, to your point, had one of them let off, the whole narrative changes.
Big time. Yep.
And it becomes about, hey, the NYPD was hit with snowballs and returned bullets.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And just that headline right there sounds bad, but you didn't see the 1,000 snowballs before that, ambush surrounding them. Yeah. I'd had to take my nightstick out and start tearing some thighs up. That's what I probably would have had to do.
But that's the crazy thing. They didn't even go that far.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of cops right now too, though, that are scared of the backlash. What could potentially spark off. You start World War III in America, riots and all this and that because you did what you had to do or felt what you had to do. And losing their job, going to court, whatever comes along with that. I think a lot of them are in fear of the repercussions of what may or may not happen.
Well, I think number one, there are rules of engagement. And the world that we live in, everyone has a camera right in the palm of their hand. It's always surprising to me to see so many law officials still acting as though they're not aware that their reckless behavior is being videotaped. But if you've been reckless for so long in your career, some things are just force of habit.
Yep.
you
Yep.
know,
And they
you
get tunnel
you you
vision and
can't even
ego.
stop it.
Yeah, tunnel vision and ego. I think those two things combined cause that type of behavior. They get tunnel vision.
Correct.
They've been operating this way for a long time. They've been talking about doing certain things or whatever in the locker room. And then you get an ego because you couldn't get a chance to beat your wife last night. You know, it comes out on somebody. Because let's be honest, look at the stats. Look at the stats. You get a raging alcoholic and the mashed potatoes were cold when he got home, 1950s, 1960s. Mama got to get laid out. And that's just the way it was back then. I don't condone it, but I know there was a time when dinner was cold. I don't even condone. My dinner's always hot. Oh, man.
Yo, Nick, the mashed potatoes cold, mama got to get knocked out.
It's happened too many times in the past. I've heard it. They used to make movies about it.
Oh, man.
That's like half of Tyler Perry's movies plot. That's like half of his plot.
Oh, man. But I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna keep it real, man. As much as we're laughing about it, for far too long, having a badge of any sort gave guys egos and gave them the idea that they were, because they were the law, they were actually above it.
Above it, yeah.
And yeah, we have watched in our lifetime far too many get away with, criminal behavior, although they were sworn to uphold the law. So, it always, again, it surprises me that I see so many that are still very, very reckless, knowing that everyone has a camera. But I do commend those who, they take that oath serious and they show restraint, and they understand that their number one job is to get home safe at night.
True.
And to allow other families to get home safe. So.
Yep.